MAGAs, avocados, and tomatoes. I just had it out with this MAGA woman over the prices of avocados, tomatoes, tariffs, and the deportation of immigrants that pick our crops here in the United States and what that's going to do to prices. Because she's a firm believer that now Donald Trump is in office, the prices of everything's going to come down. And I straightened her out. I have to tell you about it. I can't do it here in the store, but it was good. To continue my story from the grocery store earlier tonight, I'm shopping in the vegetable and I guess fruit section, looking at fresh produce to buy. And there's this woman wearing a big MAGA shirt. She starts to speak to me, and she's starting to speak to me about the prices of the produce. And she says, don't I think they're too high? Then she says, aren't you glad Trump got elected so that prices are going to come down? I said, they are. I said, how are prices going to come down because Trump got elected? Does he have a magic wand? She says, no, looking at me in a serious, stern look. But he's a good businessman, and he knows how to bring prices down. Get rid of these Biden prices, this Bidenomics. So I said, he does. What is he going to do? I said, do you think these tariffs he's going to put on products coming in from Mexico and Canada and China are going to help us lower the food prices we see here in the United States? When she says it's got to, it must. Somehow it will. I said, it will? I said, are you sure? She says, I know. Well, Trump's doing it. Trump says it will, so it will. And I'm thinking, God help this woman. Poor thing is clueless. She is another one of those burned out light bulbs, and the filament is broken in 1,000 pieces. So I said, listen, I said, if tariffs go on products coming in from out of the country, you and I are going to pay higher prices. I said, the company importing the products are going to pass those higher prices on to us. She says, no. Mexico and China are going to pay for it. I said, no, sweetie, that's not the way it works. She said, yes, it is. Yes, that's what Trump said. It's like, oh, Jesus. Woo! Like one of my lowest students said, you can't get them to do anything they need to do. But she insisted that China and Mexico are going to pay for these tariffs and that this was going to bring prices down. So I asked her, is there anything else Trump is going to do that help bring prices down? She said, well, she really wasn't sure. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Do you think it's a good idea to deport all the undocumented workers in the United States that are picking all the crops on our farms? He said, well, yeah, that's a good idea. They're here illegal. Many of them are criminals. I said, they are. She said, well, Trump said they were. I said, so who is going to pick the crops in the United States? And they supply around 40% or 50% of the workforce to pick all the crops. Who's going to go out and pick those crops? What do you think that's going to do to prices in the grocery stores that you and I are paying if the crops can't get picked and there's nobody to do it? I said, are you going to go out and pick the crops? I said, who's going to go out and pick these crops? I said, Americans don't want to go out and pick these crops. She kind of looked at me like, I said, yeah, the crops. Who's going to grow the crops? Who's going to pick the crops? And she looked like dumbfounded, like she was clueless. Again, burned out light bulb, no filaments at all. You can shake it, and when you shake, the filaments are all loose. So, this is what we're dealing with. They've listened to too much Fox, too much whatever, and they've heard it repeated and repeated and repeated. And they're all going to FAFO. They're all fucked around and find out, They're not going to like these prices they see. And then also in the interview Trump did on Meet the Press with Kristen Welker, she asked him, can you guarantee your tariffs won't raise prices on the American consumer? And Trump said, no, I cannot guarantee. I can't guarantee tomorrow. There you have it. Love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, and my cuckoos. I'm waiting for these prices to go down, and especially all those gas prices when we get 63% of our oil imported from Canada and Mexico. 25% tariffs on the oil coming in is really going to reduce the gas prices. Boy, y'all bought the snake oil, all I got to say. You love what that orange Jesus has got to say. Hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, and my cuckoos. Let me know what you think. But tariffs are not going to lower prices on food in the grocery store. And deporting all the undocumented workers that work on the farms are going to certainly not lower the price in the grocery store, only go up. the complete opposite of what Trump told all these people that were gullible enough to vote for him and believe this stuff when it's just not true and not remotely correct.
I just want to say that these grocery prices are so ridiculous, and it's really starting to piss me off because it feels like all of our extra income is going straight to groceries. I mean, we were spending before like 150 a week on a family of 4 for groceries. Now we're pushing 400 plus a week for groceries. The cost of meat is absolutely insane. We used to be able to get a pack of ground beef for like $6 or something like that. Now I went to Walmart today. It was $17 for a pack of ground beef to make some tacos.
Don't go to the grocery store on November 1st, MAGA, because people can't get their food stamps. They're going to get their food from you. Are you telling me that there is a chance that I could be attacked in public if I go to the grocery store? Yup. So the Republicans better agree to the Democrats' demands and end this government shutdown, or else. Nah, we're good. I have something for that. What do you mean? Oh, here, look. Look. Oh my God. It's huge. Yeah, he is. And unlike the ones used in the Chicago crimes you like to ignore, this one still has the serial number on it. Here, look, I got registration and everything. Oh my God, get that thing away from me, you Second Amendment asshole. See, we knew that you were really the violent ones, not us. There's a difference between violence and protection. Violence is what you like to commit when you don't get your way because you're all crybaby blue-haired sheepifers. Protection is what happens if anybody tries to harm me or my family. So you would use this as an excuse to unalive someone that tried to hurt you? It's a better excuse than I saw somebody wearing the wrong colors in a neighborhood I claim to own, but I haven't paid my landlord in months.
Today, white Americans are scared. They are scared because their life is abnormal. They are scared because they are today starving in their houses. They're scared because they're today moving and relocating out of their houses, out of their apartments, because they can't afford paying them. They're today scared because there are some losing their own family members just because they can't afford for the medications. They're scared because today nobody or no one is there to defend them or to protect them or to do anything that can make their life better. The only person they used to believe in was DJT. And DJT today has come to abandon them. DJT today has come to work on his own interest and leave apart everything that was for the people. So today Americans are scared. And they're scared because they were like they were they were betrayed by their own who are called MAGA voters. There are many of the Americans who are aware of all that was coming to happen. There are many Americans who are not ready to accept this man to come and occupy the White House. There are many Americans who feared to have this man again in White House because they believed one thing, that this man has nothing good left. He has nothing or any good plan that he can do to the people and maybe revive the economy, strengthen the white system, and maybe bring back the power and the dominance of America. So the world today is scared. Americans today is scared because of how people are still are viewing them, how people are responding and treating them. The Americans today are scared because the people have lost trust that they used to have from them. That's why today Americans are scared. Check out the grocery stores. The prices are making people to start asking questions. Is this what we voted for? This is making people to skip meals because they can't manage to have the daily timetable for their meals. Because people are working more than 60 hours. People are working more than 2 jobs, but they're still not able to pay for their own bills. They're still not able to pay for their own rents. They're still not able to access to the grocery stores. And this is the same person that is holding the office who promised them that he's going to lower the prices of groceries. He's going to lower the prices of fuel. He's going to expand the markets. Instead of all of that, he came up with the tariffs. He came up with the deportations. He came with a lot. He came up with wars. He promised Americans about no new wars. But what he's doing about the wars, the war has already scrambled the entire American economy. And at this time, we have been believing that maybe DJ will come out, maybe to give hopes to Americans and tell them maybe the plan he has and what he can do at least to revive their economy again, to fix the issues where they are facing, and maybe to do anything that can make them comfortable again and feel like they're today having someone who is representing them. But what he came to do is something that shocked many of Americans when he came out clearly in public to say that he doesn't care about the America's economy. He doesn't care about the financial status of Americans. That's the time even MAGA themselves realized that they made a mistake. They made a great mistake, a grave mistake that was there to ruin their life completely. Now, try to listen to the farmers. These farmers believed so much in Trump. They used to believe one thing, that as how they used to benefit from the farming sector, and he promised them that he's going to expand markets. So these are the people who believed in Trump so much. They didn't just vote for him, but they endorsed him, knowing that through this, they're going to grow, they're going to expand, and continue getting much of what they used to get. But what happened later? He came up to deport all the immigrants who used to make their farms production. He came out to give authority and power, extra power, to the ICE agents to come raiding the immigrants from the white farmers. And at that time, farmers had the chance and opportunity to defend the immigrants, but they celebrated, they cheered, not knowing that what the decision they were making, it was to cripple their own farming sector entirely. And now here they are. They're today calling for deportation, for new imports. They're today pushing Trump to bring back deportation, to bring back immigrants so that they can continue working in their farms, to work in their fields, because they have already lost everything. They have lost their farms, they have lost their markets, they have lost everything they used to get. And now here we are. People are scared. And the entire America is scared of all that's happening. So from all that's happening, just prepare thoughts, your views. I'll actually respond to them. You're doing great by tuning in this channel and supporting. Just leave a comment as we connect on the more of the episodes, and stay blessed.